So we got a fun topic today. Every hentai genre explained in 14 minutes. I'm looking forward to this one. This wasn't even recommended to me by y'all. I saw this on my algorithm. If y'all are interested in videos, make sure you take the time to subscribe when you're watching. It's the biggest indicator I use to know that y'all like this and I should actually react to it and post it rather than just watch it on my smartphone on the couch eating Doritos, getting fat. Every genre of hentai, 14 minutes.
Gyaru is a specific type
We
of
ain't getting paid for this one. This is for the love of the game.
It's fashion and is characterized by tanned skin, dyed hair, and tons of makeup.
I was about to say Miss Nagatara, but it's not. But there's some girls like that in Danadan, I think.
The word gyaru comes from the English word gal, and the male version of a gyaru would be a gyaryo. The aesthetic is all about rejecting the traditional Japanese beauty standards, and its popularity peaked in the early 2000s. Usually gyarus are known for clubbing, partying, and being salacious. This is a pretty common trope within anime and manga, and a big influence for the gyaru stereotype came from a popular manga series called Gals, written by Mihona Fuji in 2005. The main character of this manga, Kotobuki, is a good person at heart, and really doesn't give a crap about what other people think, which I think embodies the gyaru spirit. In more cultured works of art, gyarus are usually more flirtatious than your average person. Also, I've seen other anime creators make tier lists for this, so I'm gonna make one too. Personally, I love gyarus because they oftentimes have a darker skin tone, so easy A tier.
I like that. I like that. I like that. You like the darker skin tone?
Sister, and it's a common trope within anime and manga, which makes sense why it's so popular in adult anime. This is also known as having a sister complex, which some psychologists say comes from a desire to protect or exclusively be with your sister. Yikes. But it's definitely not limited to Japan, as America also
the Americans
love their siblings a little too much. I think it's so popular because
I
of
do
a
love my
couple
sister.
reasons. Some people like the idea.
But I have an older sister. Y'all can say what you want to say, but in the sister lover world, it's the little sister lovers who I look at funny. You're really supposed to protect your little sister. My older sister is supposed to protect me.
Someone who looks up to you, and even more when they're a childhood friend, but I guess like more blood related and a little bit more annoying. Some people may just enjoy the power dynamic of being the older sibling. The sexualization of sisters in general may have been popularized with Marvelous Melmo in 1970. Written by Osamu Tezuka, yep, the same guy who wrote Astro Boy. The story is about a 9-year-old girl who is forced to care for her 2 younger brothers. She does this by eating a candy that turns her into a 19-year-old girl, and each time she does, there is a panty shot, and this could have led to panty shots becoming more popular as well. But
that's actually a fire storyline. I ain't gonna hold you. At first I was judging them, but I was like, nah, that's fire.
From what I understand, this wasn't actually present in the original manga, so it's a little weird that it was added in the anime, and yeah, full disclosure, I'm not endorsing the anime.
I do endorse it.
I'm just trying to give you a history on this stuff.
I fully endorse it.
If it's good or bad, but Walt, I don't know, man.
You've been seeming sus lately.
That's Hank.
That's
Hank.
the only people who actually prefer or like this genre, or specifically people who have never had a sibling before, so I'm giving this a C tier.
Honestly, that makes sense. That makes sense. Having a sibling is like, no, this is weird. Yeah.
Ugly bastard refers to a usually fat.
This is the worst.
Who ends up getting with younger.
If I can be honest with you, I feel like the ugly bastard is actually worse than the sister lovers.
Beautiful women. Now, this
category.
is more of a Western term. In Japan, it's referred to as a mob oji, but it's really not commonly referenced. It's pretty unclear when this idea of the ugly bastard came about.
Oh.
It's probably been around a lot longer than anime and manga itself, but we have a more pressing issue. Who actually enjoys this stuff? I guess we could assume that it's people who are ugly bastards themselves.
Yeah, right?
Okay, sure, that kind of makes sense.
He's just like me for
But it's
real.
only why yaoi content, which is mainly for women, also has the ugly bastard genre.
What?
Clearly, there's a psychological thing where some people just enjoy seeing a fat, ugly bastard paired with a skinny, good-looking person.
Yeah.
Every time I see a ugly bastard,
Yeah, oh man. I'm sorry if y'all are in that category, like for real, in real life, but damn.
they always have the creepiest smiles and just give off weird vibes. Honestly, these guys have the most disgusting auras imaginable. This is an easy F tier for me.
I'm with you.
Such a big phenomenon.
See,
in Japan
he put that under the sister too.
that they have an entire industry of cafes that exclusively offer services where girls dress up in maid costumes.
It's right above the sister category. I'm not into being served.
Doesn't really come strictly from anime or manga, but Japanese culture in general, right? Now, when you look at the typical anime maid, you can see that they're actually cosplaying a very specific type of maid. the French maid. Japan has had an extremely long history with France, spanning all the way back to World War I, where the Franco-Japanese Treaty of 1907 was signed so Japan could raise loans in Paris. This has tied the two nations together, and ever since they've closely influenced one another.
Cool.
If you ever visit Japan, which I highly recommend, you'll see that they have crepe shops everywhere. This is another pillar of French influence on Japan. The first maid costume in Japanese popular culture apparently comes from the erotic anime series Cream Lemon. So Japanese anime culture and French maids are clearly joined at the hip, but I think it's a little deeper than that. I would go as far as to say that the maid genre is almost a fetishization of French and European culture to a certain extent. And honestly, I don't blame him, because those costumes look nice. I'll give this genre an A tier. Ahegao is
oh, mine is right underneath that. Not into it.
That is done by someone who is just really enjoying their time. And it usually includes rolling or crossed out eyes, a tongue sticking out, and heavy blushing. The word itself comes from the katakana character ahe, which kind of just means
that one's in the
end,
maid
gao,
category.
which means face. This isn't to be confused with ikigao, which is when someone will make a certain happy face at the climactic point in a story, but Ahegao was a huge part of anime meme culture in 2016. I remember seeing it everywhere online, people wearing these weird hoodies that just look absolutely horrendous.
It's ridiculous.
Being an anime fan back then just meant associating being with these guys, which really sucked. I find Ahegao a little absurd. Like, it's almost comically exaggerated in a lot of adult anime, but I don't really mind it because I find it more funny than anything. It can definitely get annoying if it's used in a weird context or like over and over again, so I would say B tier.
Yeah, thank you. I like his.
Is a female
I respect his taste.
that appears in the dreams
A
of
category.
A
category.
version of a succubus
S category.
The
Top.
idea of a succubus appears all over the world in old folk tales, and they were known to take the form of beautiful women.
Yeah, mine is definitely going to be in the S tier, top of the list.
But after seeing them up close, you might actually notice deformities like bird talons or serpentine tails. Usually, succubi will attack you by.
Now I'm thinking of my homies from high school DxD fam. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of albinos.
Physical exhaustion. Back then, these were closer to monsters than hot demon ladies.
Yeah.
But with more modern depictions, succubi are less.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
As horrifying monsters and more as seducing and
that's Marin.
That dominate men. I'm pretty sure the entire idea of succubus is tied to the idea of wet dreams, since they literally attack you while you're sleeping. You know, I'm guessing a priest got a wet dream one time and chucked it up to succubi.
That actually makes sense.
Manga, these creatures have turned into more docile, almost human-like characters.
That's what I'm talking about.
The main character rarely dies after encountering one. A common character name for succubi is Lilith, who is theorized to be Adam's first wife before Eve, and a primordial she-demon who was banished from the Garden of Eden for not complying and obeying with Adam. One of the first big manga to feature succubus is Lilim Kiss by Mizuki Kawashita, whose main character Lilim clearly based on Lilith. Personally, I've always found succubi anime to be top tier, and honestly, if that's the way I have to die, at least I'm happy when it happens. S tier.
Yeah, that's it. I like this guy.
NTR is just a shortened form of the Japanese word netorare, which essentially just translates to cuckold. Usually the plot starts with a happy relationship and ends with the guy aware of the cheating and
put that below, ugly
honestly,
bastard.
It's a pretty depressing genre.
Yeah.
I'm guessing the only people who enjoy watching it are either extremely masochistic and like the idea of being humiliated, or you're extremely sadistic and you enjoy other people being broken. I don't think there's any in between here.
Yeah, I agree.
Also say that NTR is popular because the cheating culture in Japan is really normalized, but the actual statistics beg to differ. Apparently, Americans cheat on average 30 to 40% of the time, while Japanese people cheat much less often. But it still begs the question why NTR is so popular as a tag in the first place.
Yeah.
To that, I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
But personally, this is the kind of thing that just makes me feel bad for the guy in the first place.
That's crazy.
Honestly, if there was an anime where the MC gets NTR and then goes to the gym and betters themselves, I would definitely watch that 100%. If I kind of think about it, Masamune-kun is almost like that. You should watch that anime. It's not bad. Otherwise, the only way I can enjoy NTR is if the person getting cheating on is like an old man who doesn't appreciate their wife and take care of them. But
that makes sense.
Usually pretty rare. So
yeah,
I'm giving this a C tier. Futanari
he put it above ugly bastard.
Were considered to be intersexual, as they contain the necessary body parts for both male and female reproductions. The Japanese word futanari literally just means.
My thing with the futa. sometimes the artwork can be interesting, but it's never one that you want to fantasize about in real life. Apparently some of y'all are because it's extremely popular, but I'm gonna put that as a nah. Also, but strangely above, if it comes to watching it, it's still above Ugly Bastard. I just don't like watching ugly people.
And yes, I know Astolfo technically isn't a hermaphrodite, but like, what did you guys want me to use for this icon? What am I supposed to use without getting demonetized? Although they might seem like a recent trend, this idea has existed for a long time in Japanese culture and folklore. The origins might even reach all the way back to Buddhism, with deities that don't really have a fixed gender. Shintoism has pretty diverse stories relating to the changing of genders. One deity, named Dosojin, sometimes has an ambiguous gender, being either female or male, or sometimes being both. But that
actually makes sense.
To modern fudas. In today's culture, Futanari are almost female presenting. Honestly, I personally find them kind of scary, but that's because I watched Bible Black when I was 13 years old, and this blonde lady, she scared me forever.
It's above Ugly Bastard. That's where we disagree, but it's not too much I'd fight about it. I also don't care about the cat one. No, I do. It's a thick cat.
Translates to animal ears is the idea of.
And I consider felines the most attractive animal.
Human.
So yes, I do.
Animal ears. The oldest mention of a cat girl comes from an 18th century street show where a cat.
People are like, yo, what is he talking about?
And in general, stories of shape-shifting cat women have existed since the late Edo period, so cat girls have been around for a while. The oldest anime featuring a cat girl seems to be The King's Tale by Mutsuyo Seo, which was created all the way back in 1949, the same year that NATO was created. Nowadays, cat girls are everywhere, and I would argue that they are Japan's version of the American Playboy bunny girl.
Oh, true.
Is that bunny girls are more on the sexy side, while cat girls are definitely going for a more cute moe angle.
Yes.
That moe
That's why I don't like it. I'm not into the cutesy stuff.
The concept is deeply rooted in anime culture and could even be considered an entire subculture within anime. If you want to learn more about moe, check out my Every Anime Trope Explained video. But personally, just throwing some cat ears on a girl doesn't really do anything for me, so C for cat tier.
I'm with them, see?
Tentacles are pretty self-explanatory. And
I don't like those either.
At this point in the anime community. So let's talk about the history of tentacles, because it's surprisingly
a lot of this stuff I don't care about.
In Japan as Soku.
Yo, I remember watching this there's a K-drama you guys should watch called The Handmaiden, and there is a Japanese girl, I believe, in it, and they're into the tentacle stuff.
Shozeme, or literally tentacle attack. It involves an octopus or creature with tentacles doing things with a woman. The oldest example of Shokuzozeme goes all the way back to ukiyo-e, or woodblock prints, specifically Kitao's Shigemasa program of erotic no plays in 1781.
That's
After
crazy.
World War II, when the Allies were rebuilding Japan, they imposed certain restrictions on the Japanese by adding censorship laws to prohibit the creation of corn material. Leaders within the tentacle industry, whatever that means, said that they actually made this stuff to get by the censorship. According to the author, Toshio Maeda, at the time it was illegal to create sensual scene in bed. I thought I should do something to avoid drawing such a normal sensual scene, so I just created a creature. His tentacle is not a piece. I could say this is not a piece. This is just a part of the creature, and they don't have a gender. A creature is a creature.
That makes sense.
So it is not obscene and not illegal. Kind of weird how they use tentacles to circumvent corn, but I guess that's how the cookie crumbles. Personally, I find tentacles really weird. It's not my thing at all.
I'm with him.
Yaoi, also known as boys.
That's easy. That's in there with the ugly bastard for me.
A subgenre of shoujo manga, and it's thought to have originated in anime.
Actually, it's above the ugly bastard category because I would still rather look at pretty people.
Manga in the 1970s, but obviously gay people and gay stories have existed for as long as humans have. There exist special words like seme meaning bottom and uke meaning top for gay relationships, and it's common for fujoshi, or female fans of yaoi, to speculate in fictional media who might be which role. I've actually made a video covering yaoi and manga if you want to check that out, but when it comes to more adult content, yaoi is very much at the forefront of
yaoi is how you say it.
Specifically for women. And because I'm not really the target audience for this, I can't really rank the genre. It's also a huge and diverse genre that has a ton of different subgenres that honestly deserve its own video. But I'll put it in the G tier for gay.
Yo, he's randomly funny.
First to a moment in
that's funny
story when a person stops thinking logically because they're just having so
not into mind breaks either. I realize a lot of these categories I'm not into.
With Ahegao and Heart Eyes. This is another tag that's honestly just kind of goofy. Like most people aren't going feral in these situations, but if you only watched adult anime, you might think that that's how every woman reacts. Mind break can also be a much more sinister topic. In the case of a more infamous doujin, like Metamorphosis, where the main character goes through the depressing and honestly messed up transformation from a normal person to a crackhead, it's pretty crackhead. Personally, I don't know what to give this. Sometimes it's really inoffensive and it's just used with Ahegao to make a scene more spicy. But other times, it's a depressing look into substance abuse and just feels like a really sobering topic to think about. It honestly ruins the mood. I guess I'll give this a C tier because it's usually pretty inoffensive, but sometimes it can just ruin the enjoyment with sadness. Paizuri is a high-level technique that involves, how do I say this? I say a beautiful woman goes to the grocery store to buy some melons. She finds a young man there, a nice young man at the store, who buys a pickle. Paizuri would be this fine young lady helping water this man's fresh pickle until it's adult pickle. This act is obviously not exclusive to Japan, but it's clearly popular enough to have its own word that is basically a tag. Paizuri is made up of the word opai and senzori, the word for self-pleasure. I don't think I need to tell you what opai means. I think Paizuri is great. I personally enjoy melons over peaches. That's just me. So I'd give this a solid A tier. Vanilla in this context basically...
I definitely enjoy peaches, but that's solid. I agree with his ranking. That's cool.
It just means normal. I
actually really like vanilla. I really like vanilla, man. I'm gonna put that up there.
Normal consensual love. But nowadays I see a lot of people online calling others who enjoy vanilla boring or plain. But you know what? Honestly,
I like vanilla, fam.
Of this slander. I'm gonna keep it real. If you don't enjoy vanilla, you're the weird one. Okay?
Thank you.
Going every day to food a cat girl doesn't count as a personality. Some of us are perfectly fine with normal consensual hentai. Keep that weirdo shit to yourself.
Yo, this freaking guy is the GOAT, man. He is really the GOAT. We gotta acknowledge the GOAT, man. I think we got like pretty much borderline the same taste. Yeah.
The point with sensual hentai. Keep that weirdo personality. Some of us are perfectly fine with normal consensual hentai. Keep that weirdo shit to yourself.
Keep that weirdo shit to yourself.
If you got to the point where you can't enjoy vanilla, then you need to spend less time gooning and more time outside. Stop spending all this time on your Discord roleplay servers, okay? Vanilla is an easy S tier, and I'm tired of pretending that it's not.
So we don't have much time. Where he puts the feet is gonna be crazy. For me, it's S tier, fam. It's S tier. Where does he put it?
Really? F tier.
I knew it because there wasn't much time left. I knew it. Dang it.
Consider subscribing and please leave a nice comment on YouTube just how wholesome this video was.
F you. I need to know what he really thought. I don't believe it, man. But yeah. Definitely vanilla is S tier for me. I love vanilla, man. Good old vanilla, man. Sometimes, man, I see a nice vanilla scene and it's just a couple being sensual. I'm like, yo, this is hot stuff. If you don't like it, you are indeed the problem. What are some other categories that was missing here? There were some other genres I think was missing. There's a lot of other genres, but that may have saved me because I didn't need to talk about other things I may be interested in, Thanks for watching the video, y'all. Subscribe if you guys like these random videos popping up. Make sure you guys let me know in the comment section when you guys recommend videos, include a link to it so that I don't react to the wrong video. All right, peace, y'all.
And I couldn't stop at just one channel. Consider subscribing to the subsidiary channels for Yaboyrocklee found in the description of this video. Thank you.